Like this Ench hero will basically completely destroy any of these like lane winning off, like supposed lane winning offlaners.
Maybe they don't fear. They leave it open. Maybe they don't fear it. It's like AA is a threat if he lands the Ice Blast, right? So if he doesn't land it, you're fine.
Witch Doctor, obviously a big counter to Enchantress, so that's obviously why they banned that. But I mean, Enchantress has a heal of her own, so technically AA counters both heroes to a degree at least. I agree. AA would be really weird to pick for Quincy Crew, but maybe that's what they're thinking regardless, because you know it's coming from EG. I mean, are there any other heroes that it could possibly be from EG? Like, I don't know if we've seen EG actually play, because they've been playing Alchemist themselves the whole time, right? But they ban CM every single time.
CM would be okay too. Again, just like deal with the Enchantress, some like burst nuke damage to go with the Nyx, help kill the Alch, and then also empowers the Storm with mana regen. But I don't know. I feel like AA is just so good, man. It's just so good here. We'll see what they pick. I mean, if Quincy Crew picks something that AA is like also good against, some like squishy hero or another regen-based hero, it's just AA.
Ooh, wow, my goodness, Tiny. I don't know if we've
not afraid.
Certainly in the upper division, I feel like we have not seen much of this hero, if any at all. Maybe in our first week, but wow. Quincy Crew pulling out something a bit different here. It's action-packed, and, you know, when you have an Alch, you kind of have to pair it with somebody who's creating action across the map. I mean, last game it was Abed and his Puck, so, you know, Tiny can get that job done, too.
What position Tiny are we thinking here, gentlemen? He could be, I mean, it's kind of a flex pick.
I guess so, yeah. It could be... Well, I don't know what the latest kids are doing, but I was anticipating it could be potentially mid lane. But maybe that's old news now.
Quinn Tiny, that sounds pretty cool. I mean, you do see that it's going to be an Abed Storm, right? So to fourth pick your mid, like, just doesn't seem all that necessary. At the very least, like if you're considering the counter matchup, Tiny would do fine there. But I know MSS plays it as well, so could be him as well.
We see also Death Prophet come out, who I'm wagering is the potential Ice pickup here for the off lane.
Yep, most likely. I mean, that's the nice thing of, you get some push. You don't. Typically, like the off laner, like, the first thing you think of is like an initiator, but you have Storm Spirit for the most part for that.
Nyx as well.
Yeah, Nyx to a degree. I mean, the AA, I will be beyond shocked if it's not fourth picked here by EG, because they know that Quincy's not going to pick it at this point, or else they would have already, or banned it.
The only odd thing about picking AA right now is I feel like you don't have some like group fighter man that can run in there and like slam some shit on the ground. Like usually that's going to be your offlaner. It's like some Mars, you know, something like that. Sand King, like Tusk, like some like beefy boy to run in there basically. And if you pick the A, you just have like 4 squishies. And you know, we saw what the Alch did in terms of damage in the last game. You know, you're really asking for it if you
this is the ultimate bait, gentlemen. Quincy Crew has not flexed the entire tournament, but this time, if AA is picked to hard counter Alchemist, Alchemist will play support. You heard it here first, gentlemen. The position for Alchemist... Okay, not happening. Juggernaut picked for Mr. Arteezy. So that leaves the, I guess, support as the last pick for them.
Yeah, I gotta say, I'm a bit... I don't know. I'm a bit sus on EG's draft right now. Do you have enough lockdown? Do you have enough stun? You know, you have one kind of... I guess Jug helps in the building, hitting and the objective pushing for sure, but... Yeah, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot that this last pick needs to do, and it's just a support pick, it's looking like. Who's like the heavy frontline start the show? Is it just Storm zipping in past and trying to get setups?
Some like Clock 5 wouldn't be too bad. I mean, then again, you're running a Jug Clock lane. That doesn't sound that good. You could go with like the classic CM. You deal with the Ench creep. That's the Jug CM lane. It's a bit of disable. It's probably not enough though. But let's see what else we got here.
Quincy must be fine with AA if it comes, because yeah, banning the Oracle, banning the Witch Doctor, I mean, it seems like it's a no-brainer. If you were scared of AA, you would have banned it by now. So either this Alch is not the core we're expecting, or they just don't scare. They're not scared of it at all.
I mean, if they know it's a support, I mean, it still could be worthy of a ban because they took out the Oracle, which I'm looking at like Fly Heroes. That's one of the one that's left. He's played Phoenix kind of in the past, but it's a terrible Phoenix game.
It's a bad
especially
Phoenix
against
game, yeah.
Marana and Alchemist.
What about Lion? I mean, I
he's played
hate
some Lion.
I hate the hero, honestly. Personally, I hate it, but I feel like it makes up for your lack of disable. It does, but
Shaman's there too. It can give you the disable plus a little extra push if you want the push over the burst.
Actually, Shaman, that's crazy. He's still in the pool.
Yeah, what the
I
hell?
feel like it should be probably Shaman if you're.
And CM was still in the pool, so that is the most obvious ban because of the counter to Enchantress. So now you get rid of all the long stuns on the creeps. If you really want to counter the creeps, gentlemen, support Doom. Devour that shit. And then be useless the whole game.
Yeah, you have to get level 5 first, by the way, before you can devour.
Oh, God. Oh, that's a rough one.
One of the big creeps. It's tough.
Okay,
Not Grim.
Grimstroke.
Okay.
How is that? Does he
There's no real combos.
What are the combos?
Well, they
the
do.
Inkswell combo they have, but not a Soulbind combo.
Storm Spirit's like considered that's one of the ones that's actually considered a combo just because
Vortex.
The Vortex on 2 heroes actually feels really good because then 1 Remnant will hit 2 people. So it actually kind of makes Remnant like a double hit ability, interestingly. So that is actually a decent one. And then you've Inkswell on the Storm, Inkswell on the Jug. Yeah, I mean, they really lack Beefy Boy. It's going to really need to be Jug's job and Death Prophet. Like, they're going to need to build to be Beefy Boys, I think.
No beef and not a lot of AoE. And this guy's got AoE for days. The old Enigma, the old black hole coming out here and now. And an offlane setup at that. Take it in for what you can, gentlemen, but spit me out your predictions. Game number 2.
Does Alchemist ever lose, gentlemen? That is the real question. I'm going to go. I think this is going to 3 games. I'm going to go with Quincy Crew on this one.
I wanted to go to 3 games, but I think this push lineup versus Enigma Alc, I think Enigma Alc's a little too greedy, and I feel like they're going to get outpushed by EG, so I'm going to go EG.
Wow, panel is split on this one here, so why don't we get into a break real quick, but when we come back, it's Lyrical, it's GoDz, and it's special guest Aui2000 on the mic.
Welcome back, all you wonderful folks out there in Dota 2 land. We got a continuation of the best series so far on NA DPC. And, I'm just going to say the whole DPC because I don't care about anything besides NA, so deal with it, chat. We got some lovely guests with us as well today. GoDz, Aui, how you guys doing?
Doing good. NA Dota's delivering so far.
All right.
Yeah, I'm excited for this next game.
Oh, you're muted. It's okay, though. Don't worry. Nobody noticed. That's only for us. It's just on our end of Discord. Hi, buddy. How's it going? It's all good. Easy for Leslau? Agree or disagree?
Oh, sorry.
Uh-oh.
I'm back. Sorry.
You're
Okay,
good.
no
You're good.
problem.
Okay.
All right.
It's always easy for Leslau, Gabe. What kind of question is that? Whether it's an easy win or easy loss, that's what we have to find out.
So I think last game Quinn felt bad because I was thinking about why he didn't rotate more last game as his Void Spirit. Like Puck used a TP, he didn't really rotate. Look, sorry, I'll talk about after his rune fight. Jeez, he's going a bit crazy.
Okay, he's just wanting to, soften himself up a little bit for the.
Okay.
Okay, they got a spin out of him. And it looks like that's going to set up for 3 EG bounty runes.
Yeah, it's good play by EG. They're playing aggressive because Quincy Crew has this Enigma. So I think last game, Quinn couldn't rotate because if you look at his safe lane, it's Tri-lane, so supports at low level. It's just like one Witch Doctor cast to set him up. They have a Beastmaster against a Tidehunter. I think this game, they have this Enchantress, so they feel pretty comfortable picking the Tiny early because he can like go to any lane with the Enchantress creep and slow and kill that lane. So I think that's pretty much what we'll want to watch for in this early game. It's Quinn's rotations.
That always feels like when Quincy Crew at their best, when Quinn can be like hyperactive. Like he feels like one of those mids that wants to roam more than anyone else in the NA DPC.
I like this from Yaoer. Oh, top lane. He's getting a bit low, but Yaoer actually took Acid Spray level 1 just because he knows that he's not going to get that many bounty runes. Alchemist is actually a really strong level 1 hero if you take Acid Spray.
Who was it, Gods, that we saw the other day? It was Arteezy that took acid spray, but then I don't remember who they were playing against. They solo killed the offlaner.
Yeah, I know the game you mean. Yeah, it was, and he did it last game too. I think most Alks are learning that this acid level 1 is just the better way to win your lane. And
yeah, I mean, the bounty rune multiplier is only 1.5 at level 1 now too. I think it used to be like 2.5 or something as well.
And it says chucking arrows, hitting some range creeps down bottom as Lesal pulls the wave back, so...
Free courier? Sentry on it?
Okay. Well, no pull camps for fly down bottom.
Yeah, that's really good by MSS because now he clicked on that courier. He knows they have no sentry. Lesal is going to have a free bot lane. It's never going to come back because they have no pulls, right? So they have to like try to go for some all-in kill on the Enigma. Otherwise, Enigma's going to be very stable here. Mojo will just get level 2, he'll go to Storm's jungle, arrow all the hard creeps, and then they have kill throw mid. It's looking like a nice setup for them right now.
And obviously, so frustrating playing against this Enigma as the Juggernaut, who's just going to sort of be constantly less farm than he would want to be. Mid lane, we haven't really talked about it a whole heck of a lot, but you can see relatively even. Slight lead in denies from Quinn, slight lead in CS right now from Abed, as well as the next wave comes in, able to push Quinn back into that creep wave and get some extra damage onto him. But always kind of annoying when you have 0 armor against a ranged hero.
Yeah, especially Storm, because this hero just has such high base armor, he just sits in the creep wave and right-clicks you.
Does have his bottle coming out now already on Quinn, and I think same for Abed. So both mid laners with the early bottle. And we'll see if either of them is going to get any of that 4-minute rune RNG.
Absolutely. Likely we'll see some rotations over towards mid. We saw up top that LOA was trying to get a little bit aggro again onto Crit, but wasn't quite able to get into range for that stun, and now he's actually going to be body blocking that camp again as well. So both camps blocked out for both of the lanes, both top and bottom. And you can see that leading the way so far in terms of CS is going to be that Alchemist, so you are off to a good start. And things relatively even. It does feel like the offlane Ice is maybe getting a little bit more out of this than Leslau. I guess some of that's also going to be MSS arrowing a couple of creeps along the way.
They're going to chase down the Eidolons bottom. Yeah, he just summoned these Eidolons, and they're going to instantly kill them.
Office, they should have it easier.
Looking for it. Arrow.
Oh, nice arrow.
Prediction.
Oh, Mojo. So sexy.
That was really nice.
Because he actually predicted Arteezy would try to pre-juke the arrow there, right? Like, Arteezy ran up before the Malphite stick, and Mojo's ready for it. Just, beautiful play. He's going to check bot rune now.
Oh, LOA making the rotation top as well.
Playing off Quinn, as they should. This is like where they're strongest. I think one of you mentioned it earlier, but this is when they look good. When Quinn has this rune control, he can make his rotations, and this lineup is a lot better at setting up for these rotations as well, which is nice.
So pressure top. The Carapace on the acid is going to lead to Impel. You are going to be forced to TP out. Recognizing that's the downside of securing those runes, is that you expose your side lanes a little bit, so EG kind of make the correct response.
That was really good by them. I mean, I don't know how this happened. I think Arteezy, like, you talk about as a player, the thing that guy's best at is, I think he's top 2 laner in the world as carry. And for some reason, like, this lane is down here when they had Enigma and full lane control and no pose. He's just playing this equilibrium really well. Very impressive.
Yeah, even with the death, his lane's going just fine.
A lot of those Eidolons able to get picked off along the way as well, as they're thinking about a little bit of a chase here onto MSS. Arteezy chases down the courier, in fact. Gets the bounty, and well, looks like they're only going to get one of them as Crit dies up top. Alchemist able to close that one out.
Quinn's behind the tier 1 mid. He's looking for Abed. Just hit 6 though. Just in time.
Man. Yeah, that would have been huge if they could have found that and realizes, hey, that bounty run's already been taken. Gonna go out and farm away a little bit of the Storm's jungle. So not able to connect on that kill, but still having a much better lane than we saw last game from Quinn.
Yeah, they just swag in mid. I think I would want to rotate. I'm not too sure what SVG's thinking right now, but I would want to rotate mid with the swag and pressure it. Not too sure if it's possible right now, though. Jump in mid.
Going Quinn, yeah. Crit holding the Impale, didn't actually end up going for it, and it looks like they recognize that Quinn's a little bit too tanky here. He's got the +10 armor now.
Very, very nice indeed. And they're setting up again. Not as good of rune control. Dodges the stun. Rune is bottom anyways. And MSS throws out the arrow, takes the regen.
But Quinn solo kills crit casually, you know,
Yeah.
just
Like a
tiny
top
things.
lane?
Yeah, they're just making aggressive plays all over the map. ISS is
have-
juking through the trees.
They had all the wagon options there, both mid and top, and even bottom. Like they're able to, like bottom lane has no pressure because there's an Enigma, and top lane they have the wagon, so they get to like think about going for these plays.
Yeah. ISS will push him back with some aggression of his own on the edge. Gets the wagon, so at least no real pressure onto their tier 1 towers for now.
Quinn's
MSS.
couriers. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I was just saying that they're making this move down here again. You can see Jug and Grimstroke apparently 14 times. Not a great win rate as Quinn is going to be pushed back again there. So yeah, no real chance for a go.
This DP is level 6.5, and Alchemist isn't level 5 yet. He's doing really well for himself top.
It's funny you mention how good Arteezy is at laning, because I feel like that's similar with Ice, where his laning skill is up there with the best of them as far as
Sure.
offlaners go.
Whenever someone talks about like who's the most annoying offlaner, they always say Ice.
So Ice TP's mid, refills the bottle. Are they going to make an aggressive play on Quinn here? It looks like that's the call. They're committing exorcism and everything.
Yeah, dropping it all. And the pull back in with the exorcism going. Quinn trying to make his escape, not going to happen. Had a fairy fire, but it wasn't going to matter. And yeah, this rotation is pretty freaking good for EG. MSS is even going to be forced back by Abed right now, and this is going to be a ton of damage.
So cool. He pops the urn and then a salve and a tango. ISS is just using all of his regen to get this tier 1 mid tower as low as possible.
Arrow?
Needs to be careful not to die.
Oh, Narcissi's top, killing the Enchantress during this.
Big plays. They get the deny on the tower, but that's a mid tier 1 tower taken at 8 minutes. And as you said, rotating Arteezy out of
And the
bottom.
next rune.
Really good stuff.
I think he even bought that salve before TPing to the mid lane, so he had that extra regen for that exact play. Just really cool from ISS.
That was so smart. Like, Ice is...
Top?
Ooh.
Quinn just finds a Arteezy without a spin. That was not what he thought was going to happen. Okay.
So, Ice, he had a good lane top. He's laning versus Alchemist, and instead of just like start AFKing in that lane when Alchemist goes to jungle, he goes and pressures another lane. It's a very nice play. Like it shows the teamwork of EG. And then meanwhile, like Arteezy's against Enigma, who hits level 6, who wants to pressure him. He just TP's top and kills the Enchantress. Unfortunately, like EG made these really good plays, and then also Arteezy sort of just fed there. Like that was a unfortunate death, you know.
Yeah.
But that was a really good sequence of teamwork by them.
Well, they pressured all the way out in the mid as well, able to force Mirana and all of the rest of them back. Ice still hanging out here, as they do have that Necro Book level 1, also Black Hole available. Leslau has the mana for it as well, but there's a lot of heroes rotating bottom to try and put the hurt here onto Evil Geniuses. And the Ghost actually going to get the slowdown onto Fly. They're not going to finish the rotation. Instead, Quinn and MSS heading back towards mid. They want to try and find this kill here onto Abed.
EG just ditching bottom lane though. They TP both heroes out, so they're making aggressive plays on their own on Yawar's Alk. Doesn't look like they have the damage though.
Looking for it. Hole, Quinn in the area. Avalanche. Oh, good interrupt there. That would have been the kill for Abed. They get him anyways. What a play. Quincy crew. Take down both of them. I'm looking for more. Ice in trouble. Gonna pop Exorcism. Avalanche toss. Jump in from MSS. Almost enough, but no. He got the Spirit Siphon off. Can they kill him off in time? The impetus shot saves their lives. And now Arteezy in deep as well. He has a spin still. Is gonna be forced to use it. Picks up the bounty rune on his way on out of there. Close.
Nice presence of mind from Arteezy there. He stayed to get the bounty rune, and he still had just enough on spin to get out there. Man, that was a really good sequence of events there. Like, EG recognized that Quincy crew have this bottom tower. They have Necrobuck on Enigma, they have Black Hole, they have a lot of resources. Oh, MSS dies. And they just TP the DP top. But Quincy crew, they make this really sick play in their jungle to kill 2 heroes, and they realize that they can defend top tower. So it's like very heads up, you know? They have game plans, but they're constantly changing them on the fly.
And trying to jump away, but Abed a little bit low on mana. Doesn't look like Quinn wants to overextend for that one. He's getting towards that Blink Dagger, has Phase Boots done, and It's kind of interesting because it feels like Alk's been a little bit more involved, and it's kind of Leslau that's just sort of been the one on the other side of the map farming. Bit of a change from what we saw last game when the EG did this.
I think one problem right now is that Arteezy's farm is it's not where you usually expect for him. He usually wins his lane, so he's always really far in mid lane.
Well, I got him. Arrow would have been good, but the creeps came through. Doesn't matter. They got more than enough to lock him down as they get the kill with the Eidolons, and Catapult dies for their trouble as top lane they're pressuring.
Yeah, unfortunately Catapult dies, but they should still be able to get this tower.
Oh, nice play by SVG top. He drags the creeps off the tower so the tower focuses away. He's just being so annoying top. He's getting so much. Quincy, this is like their type of game, like this type of tempo. Like they have these slow heroes, but they're playing fast with them. They're making plays with Enigma. He's taken 2 towers by 11 minutes. Like this is a hero that traditionally is seen as very greedy, but it doesn't look like that this game.
Yeah, the sort of rage of Necro books that we've been seeing more and more often is continuing here as Leslau is queuing up the Necro Book 3. Not even bothering to go back for any of those other more traditional items. I think it's sort of a trend that we've been seeing more and more often.
It's really strong, and I think it's especially strong with Invis heroes. Like obviously it's also good against Invis heroes, but you don't have that many sentries now. So if they have a Necro 3 and they clear all your sentries and you just have this Murano, it's really cancerous to play against.
Abed. Have a stomp on him. Chase down, avalanche, toss. Oh, they catch the arrow. MSS did the job they needed him to, and they get the ward to boot. Why not?
Man, Yawar just has... Look at his game. He just gets to... The tower bottom's gone, the tower's mid gone, all of the bottom side is hits. Ancients, 3 camps bottom, maybe even 4 in the lane. He's going to be so fat this game. Meanwhile, TZ is in Struggleville. He's just, I need this tower to die. That's his idea right now.
And they're bringing everybody. Trying to defend this.
It's like, can you kill this tower? Because they can actually burst someone here.
Wolf stomp onto 2. They catch Fly. Fly's dead, but they find another. Need to be careful. Leslau moving in. And the jump away. MSSC actually living there. Toss back. They've got Black Hole available if they need it. Drops it down onto both. Ooh, but canceled. Abed gets in there to play a little bit of mischief. Throwing out the damage, but I think that with Abed showing up, that's enough. Looking for the follow-up. They have Blink. Looking for the jump, maybe. And Abed have a toss kill. Nice.
I don't think Ice needs to, perhaps he's going to turn it around because he's Ice, but he's in trouble.
I said Tiny Spell's a 5. He's dead. Oh my goodness.
Well,
wait a second.
Twins got his combo.
Ice moving in.
Oh no,
toss. He did toss the wrong one.
Okay, Exorcism wears off at least.
Arrow. Ooh, a little sidestep there. Now they need to get out. How did that work for Ice?
He's just a god. Like, I don't know what to say. Sometimes you right-click them and they die. Okay, this tower should be EG's now. That was a really good end sequence of events there. I mean, the initial fight was good for Quincy, but they're going to get this tower, which is, you know, you lose a bit of resources to get it, but sometimes you just have to throw bodies in order to open up the map.
The worry is they were kind of in a 5v4. The Alk continues to free farm the other side of the map, farming Ancients, farming jungle, farming bottom lane. He is getting out of control.
Is Yawar going for the quick BKB? I personally really like that, but that's because I play a lot of 5, so I want my cores to build like BKB first item and ruin their games for me. But once he has BKB, he can really run in for a team. Oh.
Yeah, he was just out in the jungle, and they punish him pretty hard.
I double-clicked his dead hero, and...
yeah, he's in the middle of dire jungle.
This is not your base.
I watched it happen, and I was kind of scratching my head a little bit, but... You know, this time he right-clicked them, and they did not die without the Exorcism.
Yeah, honestly, like, Ice, he'll make these plays that will make you question it, but it's part of his genius, you know? Like, sometimes those plays come along with it. You have to take some risks.
Yeah. And he's not the one that, you know, has to stay alive over and over again either. But, I mean, you know, if he dies a bunch of times and then Abed's able to make, like, some sick plays later on, that's perfectly fine.
They have Orchid on Storm, but they don't have Grimstroke ulti. Honestly, Grimstroke ulti level 1 is sort of hard to cast before you use Jump with Storm anyways. He has Orchid though, so they're looking to use this timing. They're not 7k gold, they know they need to make something happen.
This Orchid could mean the world for him if they're able to get it.
Thing is, I don't know who he's supposed to try to kill. Like, look at Quincy's positioning. They're all making a shield, like some sort of wall for their alchemists. No one can touch this guy. And if you jump the Mirana or Enchantress, like, I guarantee you'll lose that fight. That's just a free pick off. They smoke in the enemy triangle, just farming.
Yeah. This opens up a possibility for Quincy Crew to take this tier 1 tower. EG looking to take a move on the other side of the map.
It's hard though for EG right now. Like, you can make this move to bottom, but your tower push, luckily they have the Swagon, but they can't commit Exo for a tower right now. If they commit Exo, there's 3 minutes of Alchemist free farming. Like, he will hit his timing for sure. So they have to like very casually hit this tower. I'm surprised Quincy Crew aren't defending, but I think they have some idea of like what timing they want to fight with Alchemist going BKB, right?
They can't reveal their positioning, but they spotted Abed, and they have the net. Abed, oh, he's underneath his own ward now, though, and that's going to be enough. He should be able to play his way out of this if they dive for him. And he's going on a walk.
Pulling him along.
Creeps, still chasing. They find him.
Okay.
Slow down.
Arrows?
Thinking about it.
Okay, the creep
From
expired.
downtown, no, won't be there. Well, they didn't keep their tower alive.
Yeah, I mean, Quincy Crew are really good at this map management stuff. I think they decided that this tower just doesn't do anything for them on the map. I think that's the correct decision. Like, how you can lose this game is you fight 1,000 gold before you beat Quinn out. Like, if I call that fight, I lose that fight, after the game I literally have to say like, sorry guys, I lost us the game, you know?
Right.
Quinn is still hunting. They're making an aggressive move without the Alk, but Abed just trying to cut some waves down bottom. Seems like EG themselves are just in, let's try and farm out Arteezy right now.
Ooh, Ice is going for this fast solar crest. It's like, see, this is what teams are trying to do versus Elk, I think. They're trying to like buff up a hero who has steroids. Like Juggernaut and Medusa, they accelerate their net worth or use the net worth put on them really well. And you can actually out-carry an Alchemist. But at the start of the games like this, when your Alchemist is double your net worth, like it's really hard to do that.
He got his BKB. Oh, crit. That's game saving right there. Wow.
They have a timing here. They're gonna go for this fight.
This is deadly. Gotta be super careful about that BKB. Silence onto one. They caught Quinn, but from the low ground. Leslau has ulti if he wants to drop it, but Spike Carapace is too tough. No, he gets it on the
Great
3.
ult.
Is there enough damage here? Trying to get that stun follow-up. Takes down Ice. Looking for crit now. Oh, and they do have him in their sight. Stun comes out, but it's a bit too late. What a black hole from Leslau.
Ooh, he just saw the opening to catch out 3. That was
Amazing.
team fight saving. Yeah. Ice with that exorcism was just going to wreak havoc if he got a few more spirit siphons out, but they were able to blow him up in the black hole. Absolutely fantastic from him.
Like, everything in that fight was so good. Like, even Yawar, like, they're black holing, right? There's 3 heroes. The Jug is beside you. I think a lot of players would just stun the Jug and try to kill him. But instead, he, like, uses his stun on DP, like, identifying that they're not going to kill his Jug, and DP dies doesn't do any more damage. I think, also, Leslau in that fight, like, I remember someone told me they were talking to Zai, and he was talking about, like, what's the most important quality for a Dota player? And he was like, oh, patience.
Right.
And he said it like very like matter-of-factly, you know? He's confident in that because that's how Zai is. But Leslau, he knows that there's a Nyx Carapace, he knows there's all these stuns. He tanked a lot of stuns there. He just waited. He waited for his black hole and he managed to get a 3-man black hole as soon as Carapace went off. It's a brilliant play. They ward on the Alchemist, they're smoking. This is sort of like a desperation smoke. It's not a bad smoke, it's just like if this doesn't work, they're gonna feel really bad. Fortunately, Yawar farms very quickly, so.
Oh, he was right under that ward too. They're pissed.
It's like they know this BKB
They know
isn't
exactly
there.
where he's going now, though. So they might go for it. This is like the same as what happened to Arteezy.
MSS.
He's a carry player. He knows these movements.
Oh, tries to juke Omni there, and a good stun comes through. That's what they
They might
needed.
not get out though.
Okay, LOA chase down. Leslau over to the side, ready to go for a Malefice here. Maybe Arteezy gets the TP out. Crit, meanwhile, headed north. So they get out with only the Grimstroke going down. That's pretty huge.
That's really good. Do you guys remember last game where Quincy smoked in the triangle, Arteezy dodged the gank, went to farm the hard camp, and then they caught him there?
Yeah.
And then they also lost heroes after camp? It's like the exact same thing. It's so funny.
It's funny, like these carry players just know each other so well and know where they're going to go farm. Like, okay, we were, 3 seconds too late to catch him at the triangle. This is where their next move is.
And that move comes just a bit too late there from Quincy Crew. They smoked up, headed to the triangle. Abed hit the what am I blanking on? The scan, and then was able to just zip out of there afterwards. So they do retake some map control again. Probably going to need to wait around their next Vendetta, I guess. But
What feels really good about that play is that they did that like without exorcism. Like Ice wasn't even a part of the smoke gank, but the fact you get such a big kill to slow the game down while your key ultimate is on cooldown is
Ooh, look
really
at DP.
impressive.
Avalanche toss with the DD. It's a lot of damage with that arrow. And he
Augers.
had exorcism, but he was also just super dead. And in the
Oh,
meantime,
Arteezy has no TP.
whoa, what?
He's waiting to spin for his TP cooldown. He can't spin until later.
It's dangerous. Leslau in the meantime kills off Fly, and yeah,
I think he might get
there's the
right-click
chase down. Yeah, with the right clicks coming through, do they have enough? Not quite in time.
Oh, Quinn didn't have a tree.
Did he drop healing ward with that too? I think he did.
He did.
Someone
He
sniped
did
the
drop
healing
healing
ward
ward
but
first.
Well played.
They
It's
lost
up.
2 heroes, but honestly, that was looking real rough there. That was a very heads up by him. But look top. Might still go on our TC here.
Oh wow, yeah.
Ooh,
There
Arteezy.
is a black hole.
Yo, this guy's crazy.
They know it.
They know he's over there. Arteezy, you're wild, man. The chase down.
This
Are
might be
they
a
gonna
good
get him
bait.
out?
Look at this bait.
Oh, what a bait. What a bait. Now, eyes on Leslau. Tries to blow him up. Stun comes out afterwards. Abed on the back line, killing him off. Silence is there. Wasn't able to get the black hole off in time. Quinn looking for a
Is he
big
out,
jump
BKB?
afterwards. Can they kill him off in time, though? Avalanche toss, dead on Abed. Ice, 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 the last one remaining in the area with 3 already dead. But Arteezy
Omni
comes
Slash?
back in now, and the Omni Slash is going to be split between the 2 of them. And that is going to keep alive Yawar for the moment. LOA
They got the
taking
storm.
that one down. An Avalanche to
Okay.
buy a little bit of extra space as Yawar continues to try and get out of there. The buyback comes from Edge. That might be enough to stop the pressure. Heals coming onto Ice, Ice, Ice as Exorcism wears off. And they're breaking that Blink Dagger as well. So they force out the buyback of the Ench. But get a couple kills for it as well.
That aggressive Solar Crest on the Tiny. Good luck getting any attacks off.
All right.
But that fight ends up going pretty well for EG in the end. The Arteezy kind of looking like he's out of position, and then he just baits perfectly to set up a great opening for Abed to just go in, catch the Enigma first. Like, if you let Enigma get off a Black Hole that fight, there's no way you're winning it. So EG recognizing they have to prioritize Leslau a bit more.
Yeah, that was really good by EG and Arteezy. I think that fight also showed how Juggernaut, he's actually traditionally an Alchemist counter. Back in way back, 2016, oh man, it's been so long, I'm so old. Jug used to get picked as a counter Alchemist because it doesn't matter his net worth. He can't tank through the fight if you Omni Slash him, but they're going for a smoke with Moonlight here.
Crit. He's the one that gets
Bye-bye.
caught. Bursted. No Spike Carapace. Arrow afterwards going out. Not going to connect onto Fly, but Quinn got his eyes on the prize. Looking for a chase down. And eventually, they'll be able to finish off that Grimstroke. So, again, anytime Quincy crew feel like they have an opening like this, they're running at them.
I might get them Roche. It looks like, yeah, Alk is already going to go in with the Acid, so... Big couple of kills. Quincy have had pretty much map control for some time whenever they've managed to group up, so... Natural progression of the game is they're going to secure this Aegis for Alk, and
They're gonna
with
have
a BKB
on
Enigma.
Yeah, they have no counters to it. Their counters are my Exo has to kill him while he's black holing, or I have to Omni Slash him right before I black hole and kill him. Those are not very hype to play with.
No.
I mean, DD rune spawning for them too.
Eventually...
Abed? Okay, I thought he was going for it. He sent his curry in because, the Abed Roshan steal.
Of course. The last game. I guess eventually Arteezy Abyssal Blade could be an answer
Yeah.
for Enigma,
That's
but...
far, to be honest.
Right.
It is their only hope, right? If you have no counters to Enigma, you can only go Abyssal or Aeon Disc. And I mean, I guess you can go Wind Waker now. I haven't seen that yet because I've seen it twice, but that's pretty much all you got.
Well,
And I think Quincy are just gonna look to take all the tier 2s and full map control with this Aegis. How they got this Roshan was that they killed heroes before they got it. So usually when you kill Roshan, he's like a 10,000 HP neutral creep, right? So you're farming this big neutral creep and all your lanes push in. But because EG had dead heroes, they have less heroes on the map to push out lanes with. So that means that immediately after this Roshan, you can start taking objectives. Usually you have to wait a little bit.
and they get that one. We're still 5 minutes away from the next round of outposts. But like you said, closing on those tier 2s feels to be the next step.
Moonlight Shadows pop, kind of just to scout into this Radiant jungle. They're even going to get spotted by a Sentry Ward, so it doesn't look like it's going to lead to a whole lot.
They showed on bot side and are trying to TP top to set up a play, but this really good ward by Fly here spotting them out. And just TPing the other side and setting up a play there.
Arteezy even pinged the outpost, recognizing that Tiny was TPing there based on the direction he was facing. They knew every little bit of what Quincy crew is doing. You can tell they're locked in right now.
This is really good for EG. I mean, the map flipped, but they're basically gonna trade farm for a little bit. And Quincy could have the Aegis, so they're able to control 2 lanes instead of just this one, but at least EG are gonna pressure something.
Well, can Quincy go high ground is perhaps the question, because they're going to have a big show of force mid with a BKB Alk who's got AC Aegis, a BKB Enigma who can just sit behind. Yeah, I think they do go.
At the very least, you can like force RTZ back to base. I'm not too sure if you still hit this when everyone's there, but this is good by Quincy.
Abed had to use all of his mana pool to get back to the base, so he's going to need to head to Fountain to regen before they can really go up again. It looks like Quincy, seeing that show of force show back up by EG, are going to back out.
Yeah. Now that you've taken out the siege creep, Storm can just cut the waves. So I don't even know if Arteezy needs to come back. You can just cut waves with Storm to stop this high ground push happening. We'll see what Quincy do to try and stop that from happening. And
this is really good by Arteezy. He's like, he knows exactly that he doesn't have to come back. He can get out that small bit of net worth out so he can try to carry this game.
Oh, they are going to TP you are.
Ah, that's an illusion.
You know that's an illusion though.
And the TP
EG are playing into this Aegis really well.
Yeah. Quincy even smoked towards that bottom lane, hoping to see what they could find, but EG gonna be able to stall out. Only about 2 minutes left on the Aegis, so still plenty of time for Quincy Crew to make a move or go for another high ground push.
I mean, this is nice too, though. They're going to get this last tier 2 tower and still maintain control over the outpost likely when we get to that 30-minute mark. But that is also, I mean, we're getting close to Aegis expiring territory when that happens. We're a minute and a half left on it right now for Quincy Crew.
And Murata was 3 seconds cooldown on arrow. They would have got Abed mid. He has to use into arrow to follow up on the tiny combo. Okay, so they've secured every tier 2. They're trying to get mastery. EG have done a really good job, like, not giving it to them.
Abed's out of mana. He's just got no mana.
Did you see him?
No, he
didn't quite
juked
catch
him
eyes.
just barely.
Damn. That's crazy.
Like, look at these plays from EG. Just pushing the limit, trying to make sure that Quincy can't use this Aegis to go high ground. Like, I think if you looked at the game when they got this Aegis, I would say they're gonna get all the tier 2s and have like 2 minutes to high ground, which is more than enough. But EG have really done a good job stalling that out. Doesn't look like they're gonna be able to get high ground. What the hell?
Arteezy finds the courier.
Midnight
Tries to
Pulse?
get out of there. Oh, no!
You can't blame. Honestly, I don't blame him at all for that because he doesn't have time to click him to see how long the TP's channeling for. He's just hoping that he gets the kill there.
Oh, that was a good try. That was unfortunate. But that's EG's window right there, right? Like all these split push things, you can't split push to win the game with Dota. You can split push in order to create an opportunity where the enemy team like uses a cooldown or a TP scroll, and then you get a fight out of it. That was their opportunity right there, created by RTZ.
Wow. Couple of seconds difference, and that's you know, just devastating. But it's devastating the other way now. And I don't know if
now
they
there's
can take
no
back
black
Outpost.
hole, no black hole, and no Aegis in 5 seconds time. So big opening for EG, who have a smoke on fly. They're already grouping. They are making their move. Quincy Crew at the same time have to expect this a little bit.
Yeah. Heads up play. They are heading back where there is an observer ward for evil geniuses, but it doesn't look like they're quite going to connect. MSS might be the one that breaks this smoke if EG do go high ground. Still 100 seconds left on Black Hole. I mean, without Black Hole, can you still fight this if you're Quincy?
I think so. I think you can still fight, but it's not like as guaranteed anymore. There's gonna be a fight over this Batroon, and there's vision from both teams here actually.
Scary. Crit looking for the big jump. Stun onto 2. Backed away. Silence onto both of them as well. They have the Midnight Pulse down, and well, Yawar just jumps on, wants to find the chase down, kills off Abed. What a fight right there. Now Omni Flash bouncing before a couple of them. I don't know if this is going to be good enough though. Arteezy, rest of them back out. They have the exorcism already going, but the avalanche toss coming from Quinn takes him down to about a quarter HP, and Yawar comes in for the finish. As they take down 2 cores from Evil Geniuses, was not enough.
And they were 300 damage up bursting a 3k HP Tiny, and that would have been the fight right there. That was so close. Oh, that was a crazy fight actually. You don't see that often, like both teams just have a ward on each other on the same spot. EG know they have a ward, but they know that they can use it. Like Quincy are going to use the ward to make EG run into them, so they can still jump them on that ward. Like they're going to try to prepare. It was a really nice try by EG, just slightly short. Did you guys see who killed Abed there? I think someone said it. Did he like stun him, or like how did he?
It might have been the arrow that like the Yule's arrow.
Yeah. I think it was Yule's arrow, and then they had the stun come in at the end from the Alk
I see.
to
I
finish
see.
it off.
Because if he gets off like one more zip there, I think they win that fight. He still had 900 mana when he died. I mean, obviously, it's not his fault. You're like committing into his team fight, trying your best here. But that was clutched by whoever did that on Quincy.
Oh, he had a moment there. Oh, you war found him over on the side. Do they have enough to bring him down?
okay.
No, he's completely out of mana. They're thinking about going in here. MSS throws out the arrow, not going to be on the mark. That moment, oh, that could have turned so deadly. I thought that Leslau could catch up with the Blink Dagger. It wasn't enough.
Now they've got the answer for the Blade Fury split pushing jug that keeps causing problems with the Abyssal Blade.
Abed, he's just trying his best to make space. That was really close there. I think it's hard to make yourself BKB in those situations too, so I don't really fault Yawar in any way for that. But if you're gonna kill their mid next to their base, you probably just click that.
Right.
That was a good catch by Yawar though, in the first place. Man, Ulk is a really tanky hero, huh? He has like 3 heroes, a tier 3 hitting him. He barely dropped to 2/3.
Ah, it's got AC. It's got a Vanguard built into that Abyssal. Why not? Long
the
roast spawn.
Nick's objective is, as you just said, the Roshan. They're trying to farm Quinn's BKB before, but I don't think he'll make it in time. I don't actually know how the Roshan timer works. Any? It's at the bottom.
You
left.
hover,
Nice.
yeah, bottom left, 130.
Oh, it's so nice spectating Dota. You don't have to like time this stuff. Yeah, so they're trying to get their BKB out on Tiny before this fight. DP has hers, which means she's forced to be reckoned with in this next fight.
And
They have buybacks on both carries and Grimshook and Mirana, so they're gonna look to use those to just like whoever wins this Roshan fight. Well, I mean Quincy could get it. I think the game ends if EG get it. They get some like space to scale on the map. A nice setup by Quincy crew here. They have this ward of Sentry though.
They have the Abyssal Blade.
Arteezy.
TP out just in time.
My man didn't
knew where
spin.
he was going.
He didn't spin.
Yeah, that may have saved his life. He might have revealed himself.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. So Abed gets out again, and they're just pulling him back and forth across the map. Again, since it's 30 seconds until Roche is back up, it does mean that we've still got some time here where this isn't the biggest deal in the world, but this vision around the pit is going to be so important. And Quincy crew, do you have this deep ward back by the high ground that has not been scouted out by evil geniuses yet?
That's an interesting ward. They like put out a low ground just so it's even less chance of getting dewarded. I like that.
I was curious if it was a misclick or not, to be honest.
Yeah, I don't know either. Like, I feel like it's not, but you never know. Okay, EG scouted that Roshan before the courier died. I think.
Well,
Their second career they've lost just scouting Roche, but they have to know if and when Roche is up and when it's
Smoke
being
from
gone
both
for.
teams.
Yeah, are Quincy going to go into the Roche pit, or are they just going to play around the high ground? It looks like they want to play on the high ground. Both teams make their way up.
gotta be careful about that one. Smoke breaks onto crit. Got eyes on him, but vision right now. LOA is scouted. Avalanche toss. They blow up the Nyx assassin.
No buyback.
Now, Arteezy gonna be revealed as well. Leslau, he's got Blink, BKB. Yawar goes in. Abyssal Blade is out. Stun follow-up is all the way there. Arrow is gonna connect afterwards. Drop everything on his head. No chance at getting out of there at all. They take down the Jug. Now eyes on Ice Ice Ice. He's doing a lot of damage with this exorcism. Queuing up the stun afterwards, tries to get out of there. Blink forward, doesn't manage to connect on Ice Ice Ice, and he's just gonna BKB and TP out of there. So they take down 3, and Roche is open.
That fight there may have just been the one to cinch the game. I mean, Quincy just have too many ways to win fights. Like, that black hole isn't anything flashy, but it's just like they just have to kill Arteezy, and Leslau knows it. He's just like, I'm just gonna BKB black hole this Jug, even then he's on 10% health to make sure he doesn't get off an Omni Slash. And the Alk is just uncountered at this point with this Abyssal Blade.
It looks so hard for EG to fight. Like, oh, he's not even gonna take Aegis in Yawar. He doesn't care.
Abed?
Abed?
Oh, he didn't get
Oh,
it. No,
Abed?
no! I love this part. Oh, he knew it was gonna be too big. And
You can respect that though, right? Like, you gotta go for those.
True. Oh.
It's very much do or die time for EG, so Time to see if they can defend their high ground now. Storm dead for 50 seconds, so no way to cut these waves. And
They're wagons.
yeah,
Still hanging on for the moment. It was Quinn actually that picked up the Aegis. I think that they were just worried about, you know, the jump in from Storm there. As an avalanche toss, he's going to take that Aegis and run into their base.
Yeah, I guess when you have Aegis, you can do that, huh? You just go into their tier 4s and kill someone.
Now, continuing to streak forward. They have buybacks on Evil Geniuses, but you really can't afford to spend them here. It does not feel like they're going to be giving up anytime soon, though. Or maybe it will. We'll have to see.
I mean, they'll definitely go for a fight here. They have X on 20, though. They don't even have their spells yet. I think they're gonna fight for the Megas. You can't fight this tier, second Rex. Oh, that's already dead, so. The Black Hole back up. He has Refresher soon on Enigma, though. It's looking rough to take this fight.
Oh, he's thinking about it. Leslau's thinking about it. Arteezy's there.
is he going for the black hole mid?
Al jumps in, drops it down. Why not? Completely dismantling. No buyback on the Jug. And Quincy crew knew what they needed, and they took it right there. Since he bought that Scotty, I don't think he's done any damage. Exorcism comes out, the big pull afterwards, connecting onto all of them. Actually takes down both. There's no Alk now for 90 seconds, has buyback, but they're also going to have an opening here onto Tiny. Leslau wants to move back in, doesn't have their refresher yet, so no black hole, but Quinn a bit too big as he comes back for a second life and takes down Ice. I think they've got enough here as another jump coming from downtown. Abed looking for an opening. They pull back Quinn yet again. Drop down to about a quarter HP. No cheese on that Tiny as he eventually drops down, but Yawar comes back in. And now looking for the chase down onto Ice. He is an absolute madman as he runs in, hits the tier 4 towers. GG is called. We're going to a game 3.
Oh, that's exciting. Both these teams, you know, you can see kind of how evenly matched they are. Just small little things leading to Quincy having a pretty big advantage this game, but man, is this living up to the hype as far as this EG Quincy matchup goes.
That was a really good try by EG at the end there. It was looking pretty spicy there for a bit.
Well, spiciness, regardless of that, we do
Sorry.
have. It's okay. We got a spicy game number 3 coming up now as well. I'm also feeling a little bit hungry, so I might go grab something before the next game. But man, any lessons that we can take? Do we just ban Alk? Is that the goal here now?
Yeah, it's funny because the hero originally it's like supposed to be a late pick, and then it slowly moves up the tier list. You're like, okay, this hero is so good we can pick it early, and now it's arrived at like, do we just ban this hero, or have we like over pushed it? If they pick it like first pick, can we counter this hero? So I'll be interested to see what the teams think about that.
Yeah, it seems to me the Alk is the one big thing, and also the mid lane matchup. Abed versus Quinn has just been, to me, what kind of determines how the early to mid game goes. Game 1, Quinn had a really rough lane, couldn't impact the game. This game, he was so impactful making all these rotations. We saw him on a non-spirit hero, Tiny. This is his first time playing Tiny in the DPC, and he absolutely dominated.
Well, impressive showing from both teams for sure, and I'm excited for game number 3. I can't wait. It's just around the corner, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, the panel's going to break it all down. Tell us if that one was a shellacking or not, as they usually do. But for now, at least, we're going to head to a quick break, and we'll see you guys in a few.